nicely spread out. So it's not like they all want to try to stay on Lucy's feet, because as you can see right now here, gun goes off, Lucy on the very left. Look at just like 5 seconds into the race, there's already 1 body length of difference. So she is taking it out as fast as she can. She wants to get away, get clean water, nobody on her feet, and she will, look at that. That's just 10 seconds into the race, and she has 2-3 body lengths ahead already.
Absolutely.
That's the difference of a professional swimmer and a triathlete. And so amazing how she converted back into a triathlete and using her strength early in the race.
So as you can see, Lucy Charles-Barclay with a clear lead. In the orange cap, we have Anja Ipak of Germany, the local favourite. Just to her right, we have Sarah Crowley. So we expect to see, obviously, Lucy Charles out in front on her own, but we expect to then see a small group, including interesting dynamic where you saw that the men had decided to take 2 completely different lines. Now, the canal's an interesting one. Everyone's got a little bit of a different opinion on what the fastest line is. And as you can see, beautiful wide canal. You have plenty of room to choose. Now, I've always been told her and her competitors behind her.
Well, she's chasing the boys.
She is. I think she is, yep. She's, as soon as she gets a sniff, she's trying very, very hard. And look, you can see where the last group of pro men, and I have no doubt that Lucy will definitely be catching that last group.
Nicely spread it out, and you know, there's still a little bit of water draft that you can get when you swim on somebody's feet or with the head on the same height like the hip of the other guy. So there's always a little bit of draft you can benefit from. And again, you don't have to look up all the time in front of you to see where you're swimming. Orientation is a very, very big factor in open water swimming. So if you always have to push yourself up to look out of the water. Through the big transition area.
Oh, we've already got Lucy
in the middle of it. Wow.
Wow, okay.
In the middle of the main field of the pro.
That's impressive. I mean, we knew that she was going to catch quite a few of the professional men, but even I didn't think that she would be up with our top professional men.
Holy cow.
That's Lucy, an incredible swimmer. We'll get a swim time for Lucy as soon as possible.
Well, she's a Red Bull athlete. You can see the nice aero helmet with those colors. So she will be absolutely pushing the bike, maintaining the lead, and maybe getting extra motivated by being in the mix of the male athletes, which is pretty cool. And she will have a solid lead over the other female, that's for sure.
And of course, an update from our Mika timing. It was Andreas Dreitz, Andy Bergerat, Jens Pedersen back from Denmark, and of course, Evert Scheltinger.
So we got 1 minute 20 basically between the Germans.
To Lucy Charles, who we know has a solid 5.5-minute lead over Anja Ipak, who has now made her way into second place. So Anja Ipak, the local favourite, now currently riding in second place and trying to chase Lucy down. We do know that Daniela Blymel came out of the water over 8 minutes down on our leader. So Daniela Blymel, last year's winner in that incredible bike rider, of course, an exceptional runner. But speaking to Lucy earlier this week, you know, she came a second last year. She was exceptionally proud of her race here last year, but she's not coming here for second this year. She wants to win the race. I think having come second and having missed out on that first place by, you know, a mere 9 seconds.
That's a bummer.
It's
That's
crazy.
So tough, right?
But, you know, I think it's worked to her advantage because she's so hungry for the win this year. And I don't think she's going to let anyone or anything get in her way of winning the race this year. And she's certainly looking right now, she's in the box seat with over 5-minute lead.
Think about it. I mean, second place by 9 seconds. And I think there's a 7,000 euro difference. So that's basically $1,000 per second. So you know how important racing is. And you know, when you think about every second counts. So you don't want to be losing any time in transition, having any hiccups, technical hiccups with your bike machine on the course. Everything counts. You never know how close it can be at the finish. And therefore, you've got to be well prepared. You know, and again, I have to mention the support team, people, mechanics, physiotherapists, coaches, your partners. I mean, it's always a team effort. It's impossible to do all this stuff by yourself. So for all the tech geeks out there, never compare your power with somebody else's power unless you have the exact same body weight. And obviously the bike position, the wind resistance, all those things. There's so many factors. Same thing like for the helmet. You cannot say this helmet is the fastest helmet because it depends on your bike position actually. You and your bike, what kind of streamline you will produce, and therefore you need to test in the wind tunnel if you want to do it very scientifically and if you want to get the best possible aerodynamic. You need to go into the wind channel, test it, test the different helmets, hopefully find the best possible setup then.
That's right, as you see, Lucy Charles, average speed of just under 40 kilometres an hour, 39 kilometres an hour. And it is a fast bike course. It's not an easy bike course, but it is a fast bike course. And I think Camworth summed it up perfectly yesterday. If you are feeling good on this bike course, then you will ride fast, obviously speaking. But a lot of people, they see these super fast bike times. Lucy Charles last year rode a 4:45 on the course. And I think a lot of people just assume it must be deadpan flat. And it's not. There are quite a few climbs, significant climbs.
And we will see that on the hill in Grading, which is, I think, like 3 kilometers going uphill.
Well, there's a big false flat right at the end. So even though you get up Grading proper, there's still quite a long false flat afterwards. And definitely on the second lap, the wind starts to pick up, and it's often right in your face, so it makes it even more difficult. You've then got Solaraberg, which is not a particularly hard climb. That's right, it's still steep. And second lap, it definitely starts to sting. And then of course, on top of that, you've got quite a technical course with all the different turns, corners through the villages. So on paper, it's actually not a fast course, but typical for Germany, the roads are super quick. There's very, very fast surface. And last night, I think she's not taking any chances. She's making sure that she's got plenty of time up her sleeve. And as we said, she's increasing her lead over that chase group. And it's only a chase group of 4 now. So we know that chase group, we know that Rachel McBride is not in that chase group anymore. We know that it's Anya Ipak, Daniela Blymel, Sarah Crowley and Carolyn Learider that are in that chase group around the 8-minute region behind. We then have Rachel McBride riding just behind that group, and Anishka Jerks riding behind there as well.
You can see quite a difference here of Lucy flying by the age groupers. They just started their bike leg, and Lucy's already got a couple of miles in her legs now, and you see how significantly faster she's going by there.
And as we mentioned before, this second lap is so welcome back. Sorry for that short little break. We had to change some batteries and take a little bit of a break, but we're back now as we're back on our lead female, Lucy Charles-Barclay. Interesting fact about Lucy, she is the youngest professional in the field at recently just turned 25, so she's 25 years of age. So incredibly young for someone at this level, at this distance. Just shows the calibre of her as an athlete. We also have another young pro male. So the youngest pro male is a guy called Michael Karl. He's also 25 years old. So the youngest in the race today, both 25 years of age, youngest professionals. Of course, our oldest professional is Kristen Lee, who's 1971 she was born, so she's 47 years old. So that's a huge difference. Lucy Charles being our youngest pro at 25, and Kristen Lee from Norway being 47 years of age.
Wow.
And of course, Lucy still looking completely in control of this race. It has been raining quite heavily out on course, but as you can see now, sun is back, rain has stopped.
And the time gap just changed a very little bit. So the chase group actually made up 42 seconds. So the time gap right now is around 7 minutes and 18 seconds, and we're waiting for the next update, which should come very shortly. Now you can actually see a difference here in the average speed. She is having a slightly faster speed, even though it's not that much, but her tendency goes up. Whereby we saw Steven at the beginning, and he was actually losing a little bit. So he started fast and he dropped off a little bit of pace, and we heard now word that he's actually back from the leaders and he dropped back. So we have a group of 3 male in the front now.
That's right. So we have been given updates that Jesper Svensson is now off the back of the lead group. It is just the 3 men.
I'm Lucy Charles from Great Britain and I'm 25 years old. For me last year to come my first time to Roth, I finished second by just 9 seconds. I kind of knew straight away I had to come back. I wanted to win this race, so I'm here with the intention of going all out and trying to get that win. You have the World Championships in Kona, but the atmosphere there is nothing like the atmosphere here in Roth. I think like when you're running in Kona, there's no one out there, whereas when you're running here, you have crowds of support that lift you the whole way. The bike course, there is nothing like it, I think, on the circuit, to have the crowd so deep the whole way round. I mean, Solerberg Hill is just like nothing I've ever experienced. The goosebumps and the smile on my face when I go up that hill is just, I've never experienced that before. I think it's going to be a really good race. It's nice to have more people. Like I said, you always want to have a tough race. I think if you win and you consider the field quite easy, it doesn't mean so much. Whereas if you've had to battle to get that win, it means so much more. So yeah, bring it on. The more women, the better. I think it's going to bring a lot more excitement to the race. And yeah, hopefully we're going to put on a good show. I'm driven by the challenge of long distance. It is so tough. You can't hide your weaknesses here. Like, it's going to be laid bare for everyone to see. So you also have to be so mentally tough. I think I have that in me. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. I definitely want to win. I go into any race wanting to get the win. So I'm an athlete, I'm a competitor. That's what I want to do.
There on our current leader, and of course she's been leading all day long, Lucy Charles-Barclay, still with a phenomenal lead over her pursuants. Not looking like she's being tested at all, riding similar speeds to not the lead pro men, but the pro men behind. I mean, you know, upward of above 40k an hour. That's incredibly impressive riding.
That's smoking fast. We've got some Estonian flags here.
Oh, yeah. Look, we've, as you said, record-breaking amount of countries.
84.
I was talking to Felix the other day. We've even got people from the Cameroons, people from the Philippines. Shout out to the Philippines. I do a lot of work in the Philippines. Amazing people. So hello to all my friends.
We know at a split time of 4.5. We know Andy was 4 minutes back. Cameron is around 5:16 back now. Next one, number 6, should be approaching. That's Bart Arnold. And look who we got. Lucy getting off the bike.
Yep. Here she is. So a terrific bike ride by Lucy. In control for the entire 180 kilometres. It will be interesting to see what that split is. We know that split has been coming down slowly. But we expect to see Lucy Charles still head out on the run with a good 6-minute buffer.
And let's remember the chase group was split up by the blistering pace from Daniela Bleimel, and she is now with 2 others. So that means 3 ladies are in the immediate chase group, 6 minutes and a few seconds back. And that's still a pretty comfortable lead to run out on the marathon course.
Very.
I'm pretty sure
Very
she's
nice.
aware of that. Socks on, Red Bull hat on, and a little Ziploc bag. Exactly, that's what I did too, because then you don't have to put it all in your hand. You just grab the bag.
The whole
and
bag, that's
while
right.
you run, you can stuff
Sort
the
it out.
bars,
Yep.
and it gels into your
Where you need
pockets.
them to be. That's right. Under control.
Absolutely.
Done like a pro.
Absolutely. And she is a hell of
She
a pro.
is a pro.
And a potential winner.
Oh, and still so incredibly young in this sport, you know, 25 years of age, has already achieved so much in the short amount of time that she's been in long distance racing. Yeah, definitely an incredible athlete.
Beautiful, rolled out the red carpet for the athletes. Nicely done.
And as we said before, she has a chance now to get herself organised, to get into a nice, solid rhythm without being pressured from behind. She knows that she's got a good, solid gap on her.
Uphill finish. She just went up the hill. Now she has that little bit, the gravel part is a little bit more gravel than you have on the canal, so that's a little harder to run on, but it's only a short section of a few hundred meters. And then she will actually run through the industrial part here right before you come to the canal. But again, we said before, 25 is where really shit hits the fan. That's when it gets really...
Where'd you learn that? Where did you learn that Aussie expression?
I'm sorry. Spent quite some time in the US.
In the
They
US,
use that
okay.
too. So.
Okay.
Next, really in control, and she knows she has a solid lead, but she also knows once you're not in immediate danger of being passed or somebody's on your heel, you can actually focus a little bit more on the aid station and make sure you take in everything that you need. Current speed is 4 minutes and 36 minutes per kilometer. And here another leading vehicle for Lucy. Very nice, that always helps. You're not totally alone out there. And it gives a little bit more space when they go through the second lap and they hit a few age groupers so that they get a clean shot, like we saw before on the bike when the motorcycles were just clearing up the road a little bit.
And as you said before, it's going to be such a great mental match for Lucy to be able to do this out and back section, this dog leg section, and still see nobility. Still holding.
She's not making a grimace or anything.
No,
you know, I
she
like
looks
that. Like
totally in control.
She got game face, like
Game
in
face.
the rain.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, back in the days, he was just, you could look at his face, but you never knew if he was hurt or not. And that's her way of being very focused and concentrated.
And, you know, with a 5-minute lead, that's a solid lead now. She knows she's got one more out and back section to go, out to Buchenbach. 5 minutes is a great lead to have. Sarah's not making any inroads on that lead right now, so Sarah Crowley currently holding second position. Daniela Blymel, we believe, is still in third, but losing time, and
She was 7.5 minutes back.
she is struggling just a touch, so
Sarah was 5 minutes back on the last check that we had. We got before at kilometer 35, 37, so roughly 2 more minutes, and then we see the battle for third place. But right now, here's Lucy Charles-Barclay in front on the home stretch, but she still has a little bit to go. Oh, and there's Cam. Cam made it. Third place. Cam, 4 minutes, 20 seconds. Took
Yeah,
that
it
down
is
there.
big.
Lots of music, lots of beer, lots of spectators out there cheering Lucy on. And she came to that race very, very hungry because she was second last year, just a few seconds behind Daniela Semler back then, and now Daniela Blymel. So she knew she came here with a mission, and she's executing a perfect race. Absolutely blistering speed, 4:03. Absolutely amazing at that point.
but you've said it perfectly. She has executed this race to perfection.
Absolutely. Well, that's why, you know, it's so well deserved if she wins like that. Because
Absolutely.
if you're off the front all day and you have to manage your energy level all day by yourself, there's no help, there are no other athletes around you where you can take a breath in the back or you change position a little bit. It's you against yourself. You know, you got your watts, you got your heart rate, you got your fluid intake, and
Yep.
you know, if you manage everything right, I mean, Nothing better than deserving the victory. But she still has a way to go, so roughly 25 minutes still for that young lady
But she
to
still
bring it
looks
home.
fantastic. She looks effortless, to be honest.
Absolutely, she doesn't even look tired.
No.
Like her stride did not change.
No, no.
Magic green shoes. I need those. Perfect. And now we can actually switch over back to the stadium. Cameron Roth is gonna give us his words about how his race unfolded. So let's check that out. Well, pictures are not coming yet, so obviously they will come in just a second. And Lucy's still fighting on, and we're waiting for Cameron. Later on, we will probably get that, and we will be in the stadium.
100% certain that that is what is going to happen here today. So well done to Lucy Charles-Barclay. She's worked very, very hard for this. And of course, Lucy Charles-Barclay was also the winner again this year of the championship in Slovakia. So Challenge Family, the championship in Slovakia, her third time winning that event.
Wow, that's amazing.
So, yep, she did the triple, which was amazing. So we had, of course, Lucy Charles-Barclay winning the women's and Sevi Kinlay the men's race in Slovakia earlier this year. And now, what another great win to Lucy Charles-Barclay's resume. Finally, first place at Datev Challenge Roth. And that speed of hers has not faltered. Wow. What a way to bring the marathon home.
Actually shows you. Oh, let's look at the stadium. Lucy. Is that Lucy?
It is
Looks
Lucy.
like
It is Lucy coming in to finish.
Ah, beautiful.
Amazing job. And look at that time,
8 hours
8:33.
and 30. Wow.
Oops, she just cracked it. Well done, Lucy. 8:33.58 or 59. Yeah, and do you think she's happy?
Oh, it looks like it.
She's happy.
She made it. No more 9 seconds. No more second place here.
Wow.
Awesome. Well done, Lucy.
What an amazing race to lead from wire to wire.
Oh, the whole family again. Very sweet. Very sweet. They're so personal.
They are, and it's so genuine. Yeah.
And she needs the big beer. Where's the big beer? There he comes, Felix. All right, where's coach and husband?
Yep.
Oh, that went fast.
Nice aim too. Most people do that and they miss. So well done, Lucy.
Very cool.
Fantastic win from Lucy Charles-Barclay today, grabbing the Red Bull, one of her main sponsors, of course, as we know.
That's so refreshing after the race, just to give a little bit of energy back. It's not just the energy, it's also the focus that brings a little bit clarity again.
And Cam Worth going over to give Lucy a big hug and a big congratulatory hug. Gosh, I couldn't get that out. It's been a long day.
Do you speak English?
Just.
Okay.
No, I don't speak English. I speak Aussie. It's completely different.
Cheers, mate.
That was the worst Aussie I've ever heard, Dirk.
Come on. I'm sure we're going to tune in to have a few words very shortly after that. And then we still see the prize-giving ceremony. A little bit more champagne flying through the air here in Roth. That will sum up the top 3 male and top 3 female. Voices getting hot.
Lucy, congratulations. Tell us first of all what this means to you after last year, especially to have won here today.
Yeah, it means so much. I mean, I came back here with a lot of fire in my belly after coming second last year by just 9 seconds. So all I wanted to do was get that win today, and I knew from the gun I had to go hard, and I really did have to suffer out there, and I've definitely learned a lot of things about myself out there today, that I can suffer that much, and yeah, to hang on and get the win means so much.
And talk a bit about the crowd, the atmosphere again this year. That really must help in those situations where you don't feel so good, huh?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it helps so much. Those crowds out there are just crazy. So they kept pushing me on, and I made sure I kept going, and yeah, it was amazing.
Nice surprise by the margin you won, because it's, you know, a big lead really. year.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. I mean, yeah, as I said, I got on that run and I felt terrible and I just had to suck it up. And when the lead was actually getting bigger again, I didn't expect that. So, yeah, it just shows I'm pretty good at suffering, I think. So, yeah, it's good.
And in your career, surely one of your biggest career victories, or not?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is one of the biggest races. It's not the biggest race for history in Europe. So, yeah, it means so much and it will definitely go up there as a career highlight, I'm sure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks. Congratulations.
Because it gets a little tricky with the sweaty hands to open that. That's obviously.
There we go, helping Lucy up.